Hello everyone, welcome to the Artsy Addicts Technique blog hop. Today I'm going to demonstrate Kraft Glassine, and this is by Tim Holtz, his Ideology line. And these are ATC size envelopes. They're 4.5 by 3, I believe, by 3 1/8 or something like that. And what they are a strong, well, let me read it the way they have it here. Strong glazed semi-translucent paper envelopes used in paper craft projects for storing photos, ephemera, tags, or artist trading cards. And you can purchase these in tag size. You know, the Tim Holtz, I don't know what number it is, but his tag die, it'll fit that. And then you can also purchase them in sheets. And I just had it open to the page, and then I closed my Tim Holtz catalog, but here they are. His description in his catalog is, "This hard-to-describe surface is quickly becoming a new favorite of mine, combining the features of wax paper, craft bags, and translucent glassine. Kraft Glassine has a unique look and feel all on its own and creates very durable surface to emboss on, crumple up, or use to create a weathered overlay. Available in sheets or envelope pouches, Kraft Glassine might have you reaching for a new craft surface too." So you can buy them in 5 by 8 sheets, 4 1/4 by 3 1/8 envelopes, or 7 by 3 3/4 envelopes. So anyway, for this I used the stamp set by the Girls Paper Girl. I used the dress form and this thingy over here. And what I did was, before I crumpled it up, I used a StazOn. I'm trying to do this standing up. I'm not a stand-up crafter, and I don't want to get any StazOn on my table. So I'm going to put a scratch piece of chipboard down and take off that plastic cover. And if you notice, my block is not big enough for this stamp, but it's okay because I'm only using like that much of it. So I'm going to ink it up real well. And that should be good. And I'm just going to stamp it over on the side over here. Okay, and I clean my stamps right away with just a baby wipe, because I don't want them black with StazOn. But baby wipes work really, really well for cleaning StazOn off. I don't know why. And if you notice, there's no, if I can get it better, there's no background image on the dress form. I made a mask, and you can see I already used this one. Let me zoom in here for you. There we go. That's as far as it zooms in. I could bring the camera down closer, but I think that's good. Alright, so if you notice, I didn't mask the very top and the stand, because those are solid and it wouldn't matter if you mask those or not. You're going to want to let it dry a little bit. And I'd be careful about taking heat to this, just because you don't want to melt that plastic coating off with your heat tool. But I'm just going to put that down over it. And you can apply repositional tape over the bottom of your mask, but I didn't do that, but it's okay. Alright, so you take your StazOn and you just create any kind of pattern background you want. Let me start. Oops, I'm hitting the camera. And if you use the repositional tape or repositionable adhesive, it's a lot easier to mask. A couple more. There. So it's a very busy background. A lot busier than the first one that I made. So clean off my stamp and make sure you cover your stays on because you don't want that to dry. Okay, let me zoom out a little. Be careful because your ink will smudge, but there you go. So you've got that. So now you want to let this dry. I love this stamp collection. So I've stamped this, I've done nothing to the back so far. You could stamp on the, well, is that the back? No, this is the back, so I've done nothing to the front so far, and you could stamp on this part too. Do whatever you want to decorate your envelope. Make sure it's good and dry so I don't smudge the ink. And I'm just going to rub it onto my scratch piece of cardboard so it absorbs any extra ink, and there's really no more ink. So now what you're going to do is just crumple it up. The neat thing about glassine is that it resists color, but when you crumple it up or tear it, when you crumple it up, it creates cracks. It creates cracks in the wax or the whatever coating it is, and the cracks is what's going to take the color. So crumple it up really well so you can get lots of color on there. And you can use reinkers, you can use distress inks, you can use anything. I'm sure you could use Glimmer Mist, you can use the new stains, you could use Lindy stains. I'm just using some distress ink today. Crumpling it up really, really, really well. Okay, so when you open it up, you're going to notice, and you'll probably notice better on the back, but it's still dark where it didn't get crumpled, and the lines, the lighter lines, that's what's going to take the color. These would make some pretty flowers if you got the sheets and used the Tattered Florals die to die cut some flowers and crumple them up. That'd be pretty. But all I've got are the envelopes so far. Okay, so now you're going to lay it down. And I'm going to use Walnut Stain, Faded Jeans, Peeled Paint, and Tattered Rose. And I'm going to start with my lightest color first. And I'm going to apply this very carefully in certain areas. So I want the dress form to be pink. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to very purposefully, I guess, rub it onto the dress form, and then I'm going to take just a rag that has seen better days and kind of wipe. This is kind of wiping it off of the waxed part. I don't know if it's waxed, I'm calling it waxed, and kind of pushing it more into the cracks. And then now I'm going to be sloppy with the rest of the application. Go ahead and do Faded Blue Jeans. I'm just going to create like a neat colored background. And white. And do some up here. And in here. And then you can go on into the back and do the back too. I really like this stuff. I'm going to have to get the sheets. Very grungy, vintage. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with some peeled paints. I'm going to change out my pad. I'm going to zoom out so you can see better there. I'm very tired. I know I sound weird and I couldn't read, and It's my husband's birthday, and I got up very early to bake him some cupcakes. And right now he's playing with a helicopter, a toy helicopter he bought for his birthday. Really expensive and very breakable. So he's not even really flying it. I can hear it whirring. He's making the propeller spin, but he's leaving it on the ground because it's really fast, and I don't know, he's afraid he's going to break it. He's really happy with it though. He told me I could have a kitten now. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I'm going to do one more thing. Where's my lid for my green? There it is. I'm going to take the walnut stain and change out my foam pad and apply my brown applicator. And I'm just going to, you know, ink the edges however you want. You can go in the circular motions. I'm just going to do this. I just love the look of the glassine. Alright, and then to darken just the edges, I'm just going to take my pad and run it directly over this. And I need to zoom out. There you go. I'm going to have more screen room. There we go. And okay, so I like doing this and I like crumpling it up, and what you could do to straighten it back out is I take a book and stick it in and leave it there for a little bit. Or you could probably, I haven't tried it yet, but you could take a piece of paper, a cardstock or something, put it over this and use your iron to straighten it out. But that's what it looks like. Can't really see the dress form now. Here's the original one. You can see the dress form a little better because the background's not so busy. But my favorite thing to do with glassine is to emboss with it. Doesn't that come out just so pretty? Let me see if I can separate. Yeah. Doesn't that come out just so darn pretty? Take your, I don't know if you can tell, but where the raised images are, it's got a very grungy, it took off the wax, or whatever the coating is, it took off the coating in a very grungy way. So you could take your walnut stain or whatever color you want and run it over, and it's going to be picked up in odd places on the raised surfaces. I love, this is my favorite thing to do with it, I think, is to emboss with it. Look at that. It's very grungy. Awesome, awesome stuff. Tim Holtz, you're a genius. So yeah, so these are just a couple of things you could do with glassine. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the blog hop. Bye.